already on their tail. So, round into turn 11. Valentino Rossi leads from Stoner, and Stoner looks like he's stalking him at the moment. Right on his rear. Where's he going to make a move? It's not an easy track to pass, is it?
No, definitely not an easy track to pass, especially on these bikes. So possibly turn 3, the right-hander. Casey seems very strong and actually takes a different line to people going into there. You see him close right up now. This is turn 2. Get on the gas. Turn 3, you'll see Casey take a slightly tighter line. See him on the inside, couple of feet. It's a difficult place to pass, but Casey seems pretty strong there.
Seems to be capable of doing anything on board that Ducati at the moment. Of course, 3 wins in a row for Casey Stoner. At the moment, he's got quite a talented chap in front of him in Valentino Rossi. That's where we saw Jorge Lorenzo spiral out of the race. A huge high slide from him on the very first lap. That put paid to his challenge here today. Now the gap between Stoner and Hayden just eking up 10th by 10th in every single section. Stoner seems to run really good pace through there, up through turn 6, over the rise now. They line up the corkscrew. They plunge down through there. What's it feel like going down through the corkscrew, Chaz, on a MotoGP bike?
It's awesome, and I love this track. I think most people do. It's so much fun, and particularly on one of these beasts.
Casey Stoner really seems to get the bike picked up early through that complex there, doesn't he, coming down the hill?
Yeah, gets it up, gets on the fat part of the tyre, find the grip, and away she goes.
Now what we're going to see here as they come into turn 1 across the start-finish line. We're on board with Nicky Hayden, but it looks as though Stoner, who's just set the fastest lap of the race at 1:22.3, he's made the move and he goes into turn 2, so Casey Stoner takes over the front. That didn't last too long for Valentino Rossi. Now what can Stoner do? He's been setting a lightning pace during practice and qualifying, so being able to put down lap after lap in the 121s, and Rossi really has only been able to manage 122s. Rossi's desperate to make something back straight away, isn't he?
The question now is, can Rossi learn something from him? See him attack straight away. Wow.
Rossi goes through and pushes Stoner. Why Casey won't like that one bit. Tries to take the pace, doesn't he? Had a bit more drive coming out of that corner, but Rossi stood strong. Stoner in second position once more, round the outside, going up the Rahal straight. Unbelievable stuff from Casey Stoner, and Rossi comes straight back at the corkscrew. We haven't seen action like this as Rossi runs off track and pushes Stoner wide. What amazing stuff here. It's Valentino Rossi and Casey Stoner duking out. They're doing so in the championship, and Stoner almost tries to go around the outside at turn 10. This is unbelievable stuff.
Oh, that was an amazing series of corners there. It looks to me like Rossi doesn't want to give Casey any sort of a lead whatsoever. He knows he's got the pace, but if Rossi gets in front, behind Casey, then can he learn anything behind him and hound him?
They can see Rossi took a tighter line this time, and Stoner goes round the outside. Certainly stronger, isn't he? Coming out of that final corner, going down to turn 2.
He's getting the drive. Casey's looking aggressive as well. I don't think he took too kindly to that move, and I think you're going to see a hot lap here.
I think we might. That was unbelievable, actually. We said all the drama has gone out of MotoGP. That was a fabulous piece of MotoGP racing, but there's still 27.5 laps remaining in this race. Anything could happen. Stoner leads for Valentino Rossi. Rossi
same move again,
going to make it one more time up turn 5 and goes through, but will Stoner have the drive coming out of it? Rossi just seems to have the edge there, doesn't he?
Everybody knows how well the Yamaha handles, and it looks like Casey's a match for him at the minute.
Great stuff at the front in MotoGP. Valentino Rossi leading the way this time as they go down through the corkscrew from left to right, flick the bike over and then down through the rainy curve. That's such an elevation change as well, isn't there? Really pushing on the front end as they go down through there.
It's a huge elevation change. Just see Casey chopping a little bit there. I think Rossi knows, like, with Casey's pace, if he lets him get out ahead, then there's a very slim chance that he's going to be able to peg him back. So he's doing what he can to stay in front and just, hanging on by his nails.
Just looking at the battle for third, Nicky Hayden's there, but Vermeulen has made it past Dovizioso and now he's on Nicky Hayden's rear tyre. Hayden is 3.3 seconds behind Casey Stoner. Valentino Rossi just set the fastest lap of the race, and that's one of his fastest laps of the weekend on race tyres, a 1:22.046 for Valentino Rossi. I'm sure Stoner will just sit for a while, just have a watch of him, see where he can have the edge over Rossi, just study him. That's probably the best way, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe it's the best thing is to sit back. Rossi's obviously not going to surrender this one too easy, so he's giving it a damn good go, and it's going to be a good race by the looks of it.
So, 26 and a half laps remaining. This was the move from Valentino Rossi, really throwing it up on the inside in the corkscrew. So lucky to stay on the bike there, wasn't it?
So lucky to stay on the bike and not to collect Casey on the exit of the corkscrew also.
They head up to the corkscrew, no shenanigans.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Casey really seems to just keep it really, really tight, whereas Valentino Rossi is just keeping the momentum and riding wide and just a lot more flowing lines. And here we go. We should see Casey make a move here.
On the outside of Valentino Rossi going through turn 1. I'm sure they came to touching there, almost changing paint. You might see a backwards Fiat on the side of Casey Stoner's bike there. Very, very close through there, and very, very fast, isn't it? That's turn 1.
Yeah, that's a corner you really don't want to be changing paint on. That's for sure.
Rossi keeping it tight in front. Look at the gap back to third position. 18 seconds the difference. These two in a class of their own at Laguna Seca here this weekend, and really are pushing the pace. Further down the order you can see Hayden and Dovizioso battling for 4th. Then Randy Lapunier, a lone rider in 6th. A good ride from him in 6th position on board that satellite Honda with the Michelin tyres also. And then just behind Lapunier, James Toseland. He's someone who's been here before, been on the podium in 2004 in World Superbikes behind Chris Vermeulen, who won here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a good ride, but yeah, just kind of struggling to see Edwards. He's still kind of struggling to find his pace right now, and I know he was having a hard time with his getting temperature into his tires and stuff.
Yeah, I had a good chat with Colin actually on Saturday morning. He said, "We found anything out there?" He says, "No, I was looking for a set of Bridgestones, but I couldn't find anything out on the circuit." You know, Colin, he's always got the right answer, hasn't he? So, Casey Stoner, as they cross the line one more time, tries that.
The hill, the front straight, or that turn 3. It's going to be one of them spots. Most probably the front straight, like John said. But if he can get the drive on Rossi up that hill, then I think there could be a fine spot as well.
Yeah, he closed this time, trying to get the drive out enough to take him past Valentino Rossi, be able to get in front of him. Going into turn through, he's through one more time. So Casey Stoner does make a move on the front straight, as we said. Rossi's going to try and get straight back underneath him, and Stoner's going to keep the bike stuck in there, isn't he? But Rossi sticks it right up underneath him straight away.
Here we go, here's Casey straight back underneath him. He's strong in this section.
Great stuff in turn 3. Stoner goes through, but Rossi's hanging the bike
around the outside. Unbelievable. That was a really great riding from Rossi right there.
Brave stuff from these two at the front in MotoGP here at Laguna Seca into turn 5, where we know Rossi is strong, but we've seen yet another attempt to move from Stoner, but Rossi's just stuck it back in front of him and really hung in there bravely, didn't he, round the outside?
That was good
That was
riding.
An awesome move.
On board now with Valentino Rossi. We look at Casey Stoner tucked in behind the bubble of his Ducati. Over the rise now, and then they'll plunge down through the corkscrew. Well, he's made the move one time. He knows how to get past him. It's how to stay in front of him. He needs to make himself as wide as possible. A couple of different lines as well, going through turn 10 and then... through turn 9 and then down into turn 10. And then lining up the last corner of the circuit.
Stoner
runs it wide, and he's going to run it wide and onto the gravel. That could be the end of the race. He's gone down. Casey Stoner running, but he's going to lose so much time now. That is the end of the American Grand Prix. Valentino Rossi is surely going to win this one, and Rossi, you have to say, has ridden an absolutely inch-perfect race. Casey Stoner's pushing it as hard as he could into turn 11 and just run it too hot. Just couldn't get the bike hooked up to turn.
Yeah, it just got a little bit out of shape under the brakes. Rear wheel coming up off of the ground, and yeah, it just forced him straight off track.
There's a few bumps there. It looked like it just upset the rear a bit, made it chop, and then start really digging in on the front. And
Stoner has crossed the line in 2nd position, and he's got a fairly decent gap over Chris Vermeulen, 9 seconds back to 3rd place, but that's the end of his challenge for the victory. What a race this has been here at Laguna Seca. For those of you who've missed any of the action earlier on, we've seen the lead chopping and changing since on the first lap. But now we go back to the 5-time MotoGP World Champion leading the World Championship. With this victory, his first at Laguna Seca, he will extend his lead to 25 points. The Yamaha garage saying, just calm down, just bring it home safe. Time to look around as he comes into turn 11. The team are on the wall as well. Valentino Rossi will take victory in the United States Grand Prix. A big old wheelie as he crosses the line. A brilliant performance from the past master, Valentino Rossi. And you can see how much he loves that one.
No, it's a great ride. I don't think he expected that today.
Casey Stoner, shake of the head from him to his team as he crosses the start-finish line, but still